Well, hey there, folks. Mind if I step up here and talk some sense about what's happening out there in Silicon Valley? Now, I know what you're thinking. What's a cowboy doing talking about artificial intelligence? Well, friend, I may work with cattle for a living, but I can still recognize a stampede when I see one. So, Meta, Zuckerberg's outfit, just let go of about 600 folks from their AI department. That's right, 600 people who were probably sitting around wondering which way the algorithm winds were blowing. Now, they're wondering which way the unemployment office is. But here's the kicker, folks. And I mean, this is richer than a Dallas oil baron. They're saying this isn't about quitting the AI race. Oh, no. This is about winning the AI race. They're cutting 600 people so they can hire different people. It's like firing your workers in the middle of harvest season and then putting up a "Help Wanted" sign for better workers. I tell you, only in California does that make sense. They've got this fellow, Chief AI Officer Alexander Wang, and that's a name that sounds like he knows his way around a circuit board. He sent out a memo saying they need to accelerate decision-making and give everyone more responsibility and greater impact. Now, where I come from, when you give someone more responsibility, you don't usually start by firing their coworkers. That's like telling someone, "Good news, you're going to have more impact," and then cutting their team in half. But wait, there's more. They're keeping something called the TBD lab. That's to be determined lab, folks. They don't even know what it does yet. But by golly, those people get to keep their jobs. The folks who've been working on legacy AI research, the stuff that's been around for a whole 3 years, they're out the door. In tech years, 3 years is legacy. In normal years, 3 years is when you're just getting good at your job. Now, Meta's saying they're still investing billions, with a B, into AI infrastructure. They're going to build more servers than you can count, running hotter than an August afternoon. But apparently, they need fewer people to manage all that expensive equipment. That's like buying a bigger ranch and firing your foreman. Sure, buddy, that'll work out great. And get this, they're offering these folks 16-week severance. 16 weeks. Well, isn't that generous? That's enough time to update your LinkedIn profile, learn to code. Oh wait, they already know how to code. That's why they got hired in the first place. Plus, they get a non-working notice period until November 21st where they can apply for other jobs inside Meta. So you get to spend a month in limbo, knowing you're fired, watching your colleagues avoid eye contact by the coffee machine, hoping maybe, just maybe, somebody in the new and improved AI department wants to hire you. That's like telling someone, "You're fired from the morning shift, but hey, maybe the evening shift needs somebody." Now, folks, here's what really gets me. This is happening at all the big tech companies. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, they're all doing this dance. Fire people, hire people, reorganize, restructure, pivot, synergize, more buzzwords than a marketing convention. They call it strategic positioning for the AI arms race. I call it throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. Except the spaghetti costs 6 figures a year and has stock options. And you know what the real punchline is? Meta's still looking for top talent. They're still recruiting the best and brightest in AI. So apparently those 600 folks they just let go, not the best and brightest, they were just medium and adequate. Where I come from, if you've got good people, you keep those people. You don't let them go and then immediately start looking for better people while telling everybody you're committed to having the best team. These tech companies, they're building something they call superintelligence. That's AI that's smarter than humans. Well, I've got news for you, Silicon Valley. Maybe start with regular intelligence first. Because firing 600 people so you can hire people to do the same jobs those 600 people were doing? That isn't superintelligent. That's just super confusing. They say this is about competing globally and staying ahead of China. Well, partner, I've got an idea. How about not firing the folks who already know what they're doing? That might give you a competitive advantage right there. But what do I know? I'm just a guy who works with actual intelligence, not artificial. And let me tell you, even the simplest creatures know better than to fire the people who keep things running in the middle of winter. So here's to Meta, folks. Here's to firing people to hire people. Here's to legacy AI, which apparently means last Tuesday. And here's to that TBD lab, where nobody knows what's happening, but at least they still have jobs, because if there's one thing I've learned from watching these tech companies, it's this. They can make a computer that beats a chess grandmaster, recognizes your face in a crowd, and writes poetry. But they still can't figure out how many people they need on the payroll. That, folks, is artificial intelligence, all right? Emphasis on artificial. Tips had you all take care now.